If there was a sscenario where he's like, oh, you know what? Write him in, Nick. Put in Will.
Yeah,
Let's
go
get
ahead.
Will here. He's like, okay, D'Amico.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Goodell goes up on stage and says, Will Levis, quarterback, Kentucky. D'Amico, what the fuck?
My name is Taylor Jackson, aka Lil Bro Taylor, and with another season of Hard Knocks drama on and off the field upon us, Apollo Media is here to take you off the gridiron. Isn't that right, Noah?
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Off the Gridiron, the Apollo Texans / NFL show.
Football.
Yeah, talking ball. We maybe even talk about college football sometimes, especially around draft time.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about a lot of college athletes.
Draft time. Now, draft time is like the number one cause for me, like in April, to start going crazy.
Yeah.
I'm turning into a psychopath.
Yeah, me too.
I'm turning into a absolute nutcase.
Yeah. I fall asleep every night, like rocking back and forth in my bed, thinking Peter Schrager mock draft 3.0.
I will just be doing random things in the day at like random moments, and I will just like pull up like Tyree Wilson highlights.
Yeah.
I'll just I'm like fucking I'm getting yelled at by the cashier earlier.
Yeah.
Whatever. What's going on with who's the favorite for number 2? Oh, it's Will Levis. Oh.
Yeah. No, last night.
I escorted out now.
Last night in the middle of the night, my girlfriend had to wake me up because I was screaming Daniel Jeremiah in my sleep over and over again.
Yeah.
He's just him and his mocks just live rent free.
Here's another thing.
What?
Mock drafts.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. It's like a drug.
Yeah.
They're like drugs.
Right.
Every day. It could be a good high, it could be a bad high.
It could be.
Every day I need to get my fix.
Sometimes I
wake up in the morning, I do it.
Yeah.
Go to sleep right before I go to sleep, I do it.
Yeah.
I look at them.
Yeah, and it's like kind of like a bad trip is if you read like a Will Levis at 2 and like Tyree Wilson at 12. You're like, no.
Yeah.
That's like a bad trip.
Yeah, it's like a bad high.
Yeah, and then the best high is when you see the Texans get in a mock draft Bryce Young at 2 and Jackson Smith in the Jig
that's
at
like
12.
Peak high. That's like you get the good shit.
That's like my favorite.
You got the good shit.
Yeah, it's like I'm having a great time.
Yeah, and you're like, I'm just so relaxed right now.
Absolutely.
Like I'm just like I have a clear understanding of things.
Right.
Like a psychedelic of sorts.
Of course, yeah.
But draft is 9 days away.
9 days. You got 9 more days of
single
this
digits.
chaos.
I'm getting to the single digits now. It's next Thursday. First round, that is. There's a lot of shit. There's a lot. It's really hard to gauge.
It's really,
really hard to gauge what the Texans are up to.
I can't remember a year quite like this. Like, there's been smoke screens and stuff in the past, but it's kind of like this. They're going to grab this person. They're going to grab this. The big thing is that Bryce Young, in the last couple, it was Stroud was the lock to go to the Carolina at 1, right? That's how it was for a while.
Like it.
And then it became Bryce or CJ. They weren't sure. They liked both. Frank Reich was like, I love Anthony Richardson. People were like, And then now it's back to Bryce. And Bryce Young has canceled all of his visits with all the rest of his visits with teams after he visited Carolina. So he's visited Carolina and the Texans. That's it.
And the Texans.
It's starting to look like it's a lock for Bryce to be that number 1 overall pick.
Probably. Weirder things have happened. I think at this, correct me if I'm wrong, at this point in 2018, everyone was saying Sam Darnold before
Baker
instead of Baker. Yeah. And the weirder things have happened.
Yeah.
But it does seem like Bryce is their guy.
I hope
the Panthers GM was talking about him today.
Yeah.
Saying, God damn, he's a genius.
Yeah.
God damn, he's so cool. I hung out with him earlier this week. He's just he's dope. He's a dope guy.
Yeah.
We dig his vibe.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a Panther. I think
probably
barring any unless it's just a legendary smokescreen.
Yeah.
Legendary.
It has to be this would be one of the craziest smoke screens.
And then, there's a lot of smoke in this draft.
There is a ton.
Go down one more pick. And now that the Panthers seem like they're kind of dangling that Bryce Young meat.
Yeah.
Pause
really heavy on that. Yeah.
Right in front of the Texans' face.
Yeah.
The Texans are putting up the craziest fronts. Like they are, they're like, we'll trade down.
Yeah, they are. They're like, we'll trade down. Hey, we fucking like Will Levis.
Yeah, yeah. Now it's like the thing is, dude, the biggest wild card from yesterday, it came out yesterday, Monday, whatever. The fucking I don't know what date. I don't know the dates anymore.
Yeah.
Monday. The Will Levis became the favorite to go number 2, according to some odds. That's a wild card.
Yeah.
That's a wild card.
It's a crazy wild card.
It's a crazy wild card.
Yeah.
It's throwing a wrench in some of like what I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
Because for the longest time, it was Stroud 1, Bryce 2.
Yeah.
Then it became
Bryce 1, Stroud 2.
Bryce 1, Stroud 2.
Right.
But the Texans, they might like Will Anderson more.
Yeah.
It seems kind of like more and more that they're going to get Will Anderson because it makes sense. Defense. D'Amico's a defense guy. He's an Alabama guy. It makes sense.
Right.
Now it's just like, what the fuck?
Well, here's my theory, and we kind of touched on this earlier before we were rolling. My theory is that D'Amico, Ryans, and Nick Caserio are on the same page about drafting Will.
Which Will?
But I think Caserio thinks they're talking about Will Levis, and I think D'Amico thinks they're talking about Will Anderson. So every meeting they're like, guys, I think Will is the move, and they're both like, man, we just get this, we're so perfect.
It's so funny because Will Anderson's such a Miko guy, and Will Levis is such a Nick Caserio guy. So he like D'Amico is going like, I think we should just go Will at 2. I mean, it makes sense. And then Casario's like, yeah.
No, do you know that video that came out
Will Levis at 2.
That last year's draft, that video of Caserio and Lovie Smith like hugging in the draft room? That's D'Amico and Nick when they're like, we agree on drafting Will. That's awesome. Like, that was much easier than we thought.
And then, if there was a scenario where he's like, oh, you know what? Write him in, Nick. Put in Will.
Yeah,
let's
go
get
ahead.
Will here. Like, okay, D'Amico.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Goodell goes up on stage and says, Will Levis, quarterback, Kentucky.
D'Amico,
what the fuck? What the fuck, man?
He's so pissed.
He's going to be like, why would I want him? I want an Alabama guy.
Bro,
Alabama.
If that actually happened, that would be...
it'd be kind of funny.
No, it would be the funniest thing that's happened
It'd be the funniest draft thing ever.
The history of not just the NFL draft, not just the NFL. It'd be the funniest thing that's ever happened in the history of sports.
Probably.
Yeah.
It would be hilarious.
And it would be so on brand for the Houston football Texans to be like, yeah, no, we had the craziest miscommunication of all time.
Yeah.
With between our GM and head coach.
Yeah, because of one name, Will. Which, that's one name I don't want to hear anymore.
No, I don't buy it. I don't buy the Will.
I don't buy it either because there's something that was brought up earlier on Twitter. The odds of like the 3rd pick when we had it last year, I think like Derek Stingley was like the 4th or 5th favorite to go 3rd overall. And you know who's wearing number 24 for the Houston Football Texans is Derek Stingley Jr.
Yeah, she sure
so
is.
Shit happens.
Right.
Weird shit happens.
Yeah.
Will Levis is the favorite according to some odds. Doesn't mean he's fucking the favorite though. Doesn't mean he is coming to the Texans. And I don't think he is. Don't think he is.
Doesn't mean that at all. And the thing is one thing that does, I still don't buy it, but I will say those Vegas sports books, dude, those degenerates know how to get their information.
They do.
And so that's why it's a big indicator. The every year the Caesar sports books or like the Bellagio has a great one. Like all these, not DraftKings, BetMGM has a really good sports book, kind of odds predictor. And Will Levis on a lot of them is the favorite to go 2nd overall, but I just still don't believe it just because there has been absolutely nothing about that until what's today? Like, you know what I mean? Like today or maybe a little bit yesterday.
That's why I kind of think either
I think it's smoke.
It's smoke or the Texans just straight up said, oh yeah, there we go. That's what we're getting. Which
we got to get
Richardson. Buy it because why would you? Okay, I don't get the whole. He fits the scheme better. There's nobody. If I'm the GM, there's no way I'm picking Will Levis over 3 different quarterbacks in this draft.
Yeah, I'm not picking Will Levis over Anthony Richardson or C.J. Stroud. I think I'd rather have Richardson probably. I look. In the second I want to mention this. Also, the second we draft any of these guys, they're Houston Texan boys, and they get our full support.
Sure.
But before they actually get picked and before they have my undying loyalty, I do have to say I don't want Will Levis right now. I don't want him.
You know, I went back and watched the banana video. It disgusts me.
Yeah, it's gross.
I watched the mayo coffee thing.
Yeah.
It disgusts me.
It's disgusting.
I respect trying different things with your food and drinks. I
Right,
do.
Right.
I really do.
Give them context for people who might not know what you're talking about.
Will Levis ate a brown fucking banana with a peel
With the
on
peel
it.
on it.
And he quoted it where he hashtag menace to society. Brown spots I don't fear brown spots. They fear me.
That's what he
Which,
said?
yes,
Oh.
that's what the comment said.
Oh, yeah.
Hashtag menace to society.
Yeah.
So either A, he's hilarious.
Either he's the funniest man of all
he's
time.
I'm like, you're fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And like, it makes me want you more.
Yeah.
Or B, he thinks he's hard
Yeah.
about it. And like, he's
Yeah.
dope. And because he eats the peel of a banana and he posts it eating it shirtless with a gold chain. Those are really at the end of each spectrum.
Yeah,
like for me,
100%,
You know?
yeah.
And then the mayo and the coffee.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a joke either.
It's
insane to me.
It's just an insane even for a joke, it's insane. And if he really does that,
Thing is, I kind of feel like it's been done before. I think he's real about that.
yeah, no, I think he is too. But I'm also like, so where does that come from? Who started that in his family?
I don't know.
Because then he had this way you have to go look
creamy,
at childhood.
I guess it's creamy.
It's minging. That's
It's disgusting. But
It's so
it's
gross.
like creamy.
Yeah.
Mayo's creamy.
I'm all right. So is you know
Cream
what
and coffee?
You know what else is creamy? Cream, coffee creamer, milk.
It tastes better too.
Yeah,
Tastes
yeah.
tastes better than coffee.
Yeah, 100%.
It
No,
kind
yeah.
of makes sense.
So anyway, rise of this moment. I'm not a Will Levis guy, and I don't believe the Texans are either. I wholeheartedly believe the Texans like Anthony Richardson more than they like Will Levis. And if they're down to a thing where they're out on Stroud, I think AR is the way they go in this draft. And also because I'm not buying into this shit. We're not leaving the first round without a quarterback. That's where I'm sitting right now. I really don't think the Texans get out of the first round without getting a quarterback. And even if Caserio and D'Amico kind of want that, maybe D'Amico's like, I want defense and then maybe like a good receiver at 12. If he wanted to go Will Anderson at 2 and Jackson Smith at 12, I could see that being, and I don't even hate that draft. That's a good first round for me. But I think Cal McNair is noticeably getting more involved this offseason. He's been way more vocal about what he wants from the team.
He's grilling.
He is. He's grilling with the boys.
He's going to Monster Jam.
Well, he's got to. No one liked him. He was Tommy Boy, and he's done an amazing job. And I know this is probably not him. This is their Texans PR team, but they've done an amazing job at really making Cal likable this year, and they've really turned it around with the fans.
Him hiring
D'Amico
was rock star moment. Of
course.
Like, rock and roll. I mean, everyone was singing Cal's praises, including us.
Mhm.
I mean, that is just a huge get.
Yeah.
Because kind of at first seemed like nobody wanted to come coach for us.
No.
And then all of a sudden, boom, the hottest coaching candidate.
Exactly.
On the market.
The
Boom.
hottest one.
Hottest one.
Everyone's top of their list on who they want.
And people were like, wow, that's a game changer
Yeah.
for a team
Yeah,
with
100%.
no direction.
Mhm.
They have a direction now. D'Amico puts them in that direction.
Mhm.
He's a building block, a huge building block for like the culture we're going to build.
Yeah.
So Cal I
think he forces a quarterback.
he's in the
first
kitchen
round.
right now. And you don't want too many cooks in the kitchen.
Listen, if I own something,
Now he's cooking.
Listen, I have respect for Cal. I know a lot of people haven't for a long time, and I think he's starting to gain more. I have respect. I'm a big fan of Cal as an owner. Also, let me tell you, a lot of people complain about owners kind of getting too involved, right? It's like let the GM and the coach do their thing or whatever. If I owned something that was worth over $3.5–4 billion, which the Texans organization is probably worth well more than that. The Commanders just sold for 6.5.
Yeah, almost
so the
7.
Texans are probably at least $5 or $6 billion. Yeah, I'm gonna be in the room.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be. I don't like that. Hey guys, I like Will Anderson too.
If I walk in, the thing is, if I walk
Get a quarterback.
if I walk into the room, if I'm the owner of my NFL team, who has done nothing the past 2 years, has had no direction, just been in the bottom of the barrel, right, for the last 2 years, 3 years. if I walk in the room and they got the boys are cooking, they're working together. I see the draft board, and I see that they have like Will Anderson and Tyree Wilson and shit that they're gonna get. Not Stroud, not AR, even like Levis, so it's like our 12 maybe. I think 12 would. By the way, I think 12 would be great to try to get Levis if you want fucking Levis, which.
Whatever. If you do
whatever
or not.
At this point, whatever.
Yeah. But if you can get him with 12, that's a different story.
Banana eating motherfucker.
Don't fucking take him at 2.
He's gonna be my boy. So but don't take him at 2.
Don't take him at 2.
No, that's a huge reach.
Yeah,
it's a humongous reach.
Yeah,
I am gonna try to I would be like a quarterback, like somehow.
Yeah, 100%.
Trade up from 12 and get AR. Mm-hmm. Trade up from 12 and get AR. Mm-hmm. Trade down and get AR.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So let's talk about this. Let's go. My dream scenario. But Bryce is off the board. Bryce is not available. Bryce is a Carolina Panther because Lovie Smith decided to win a meaningless Week 18 game.
Thanks,
Loves. Really appreciate you.
Thanks, man. That was awesome.
Because we would just have Bryce Young if we don't win that game. So.
Wow, it's just kind of like all year long we were just set up to get Bryce.
Yeah,
Young.
exactly.
And then the last week
they were like, Davis. Oh, also in Davis Mills
drove the car off the cliff.
Yeah,
they were like going home from a road trip.
Yeah,
successful road trip. About to land home to get where you need.
Yeah,
take a huge detour left off the cliff.
Yeah.
Like just plummet.
Well, Davis
down.
Mills decided to play like Josh Allen Week 18, and then play well and win a game.
4th and 20, throw up a Hail Mary.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's hilarious. The funniest team of all time.
Yeah. So anyway, let's just say Bryce Young's off the board. We have 2 and 12. Ideally, what's your most ideal outcome in that scenario?
2 and 12.
2 and 12. You can trade down. If you want to do some trades, you can do that. But Bryce is not available. Bryce is off the board.
So 2 and 12. For me personally, I would just take the chance on CJ Stroud because why would you? Why wouldn't you? Especially if we're talking, Will Levis at 2.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud is the superior prospect.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
And I know people talk about his physical gifts. Will Levis, his physical gifts. Yeah. He's huge. He's built in a lab. Yeah. Oh, I'm like, dude, okay, I get that. There's a lot of guys. Jake Locker was built in a lab. Yeah. Jake Locker, come on.
Yeah.
Like doesn't mean anything to me, unless they really like looking at Will Levis and they're like, we really fucking like him. Like we think we can turn him into a top 10 guy easy. Which that's what people think. No. That's what people think. That's why he's getting first round. That's why he's getting top 10 looks.
I don't understand that because I think Anthony Richardson is way more ready to be groomed into an NFL quarterback than Will Levis is.
And the only thing is because Will Levis has had more experience than Anthony Richardson.
He's old.
He's older. I mean, he's 24. That is older.
That's old. Anthony Richardson's 20.
I'd rather have the younger guy.
Me too. Dude, he's 20.
Give me more years.
He can't even drink.
Can't even drink.
Anthony Richardson cannot drink alcohol.
Good to know because I would offer him alcohol.
Yeah, and then you'd go to jail.
So now I won't.
Yes.
No, I won't.
Yeah.
But
okay, so you say you take Stroud at 2.
Well, I take Stroud at 2 because listen, like he's got question marks because he's a Ohio State quarterback, whatever, bro. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of quarterbacks have had question marks. Just take and then just get a receiver at 12.
Yeah.
I think that's just not overthinking it. Just getting your guys, getting the quarterback, the best one that's not Will Anderson or Anthony Richardson, and then getting a receiver, hooking up with JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah,
hooking them up with those two.
I love that.
Or go pass rusher at 12.
I'm pretty dead set on receiver at 12. So here's what I'll say. I'm okay with Stroud at 2. If they want to do Stroud at 2, and this is all smoke, everything about them not being...
Could just be very well Stroud at 2.
It could be. And I love that draft. I love Stroud at 2 and getting his number one target, Jackson Smith at Jigba, who is going to be the best receiver out of this class and will be a top 10 receiver in this league one day.
He's got the tool for sure.
And so I love the thought of pairing a college quarterback with his college wide receiver.
And not even just two college quarterbacks, not even two college players that played with each other. two college stars.
Yeah.
They're both stars at Ohio State.
Yeah, they're going to go 2 and 12 in this scenario. They're both going to be top 15 picks in the draft. Top 12, not even making it to the teens. I would love that. That would be, if that's how the draft night shakes out, totally love that draft. I'm going to say this is ideally kind of what I think that's my ideal draft. I agree with you, but I'm just going to give another answer just so it's not the same shit. I think that would be lovely. I like the idea of trading down to 5 with Seattle. Give them 2, get some capital next year. Honestly, get their first next year perhaps. Let them take Will Anderson. They, Seattle teams, they love a fucking good defensive end. They love big dogs.
Seattle would be, getting like
Pete Carroll with Will Anderson would be.
Getting Will Anderson at 2 for Seattle would be huge for them.
It would be great. And so then hope Anthony Richardson falls to us there at 5. Because I really think I'm high on Anthony Richardson. I really am. I think he's got a lot to work with, and he's not going to come out week 1, I don't think, and light it up. But I think by mid to late season, if he's getting reps, if he's getting game reps, I think he can really start to understand the NFL. And I think Bobby Slowick, this is going to be the best football training he's received in his life. Shanahan coaching tree guys coming in and just working with him and God, just really.
I mean, you're getting with AR, you're getting a creative player.
Exactly.
You're getting a creative player
Yeah.
with like insane sliders turned all the way up. He can just run everywhere, throw the ball 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, he had the fastest arm, or he had the fastest ball speed of Elo at the combine.
Yeah.
He had the fastest 40 time. He had
Yeah.
the biggest long jump. He had the
Highest vertical.
the highest vertical. Like he is
And
a creative player.
his passing drills looked great too. Like, let's not overshadow.
I mean, he's got pretty balls.
He does.
He's got pretty balls.
Pause. It's a crazy pause.
I've had 2.
Yeah,
already.
that's huge.
I have 3 and I'm out.
Yeah, dude.
Strike
Yeah,
3 and I'm
yeah.
out.
You got 3 strikes, you're out. And so yeah, I would like to. I'd love to get AR. I really would. If we don't get Stroud, I really hope we get AR and we don't touch Levis. And then at 12, I kind of have two guys that I like at 12. My number one choice at 12, if he's available, I kind of don't think he will. But if he's available, get Jackson Smith. You got to do that. But also that was in your answer, so I'll throw out another name. I really like Lucas Van Ness. I like Lucas Van Ness a lot.
Funny, I've just, I haven't seen a lot of Lucas Van Ness stuff. I've just, it's funny. I've just heard a lot about him.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I trust that D'Amico can really get the best out of a lot of pass rushers.
Absolutely.
So if he's got potential, he's got like the tools to become a really good pass rusher. I think D'Amico can develop that and get the best out of him. That's why in my second scenario, just get Will Anderson at 2. That's kind of honestly Clowney to the Texans in 2014. That was like, yeah, it's going to happen. It's a dream scenario.
Yeah.
For them, it's a dream scenario for them. Mario Williams, I think Will Anderson is not better than all of them, but he's just him coming here is more perfect than those.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a more perfect scenario for him and us than those two.
Totally agree with that. And Mario Williams obviously is a legend for the Texans. Love him. And then drafted in 2006. And then Clowney was 2014. And Clowney was a little more interesting, right? Because some people call Clowney a bust because he had the hype around him was crazy.
It was insane. We were talking like people were saying he was a generational defensive talent.
Exactly. So, and he wasn't, but he was good.
He was a good player.
He was good.
In fact,
for the
there's
Texans.
a few years, from 2016 to 2018.
Yeah,
he was like a great player.
He was, and when he was playing his best ball is when JJ was having his injuries. Most of the time.
He stepped up.
He stepped up big time. 2016, 2017, man was a dog.
Yeah. So we're saying that the Will pick, Anderson.
I'd hope Will Anderson adds more to the Texans franchise than Clowney did.
And maybe not. But the thing is, he's a dog. He's a dog. Wouldn't be bad at 2.
I wouldn't hate it.
The trade down does look mighty delicious.
Yeah, it does.
It does. If you're not sold on a quarterback at 2, the trade down looks mighty delicious.
Especially if you can get. I mean, you can get a lot of capital for that second overall, man. You can. If there's a lot of teams that have guys that they aren't dreaming of getting because they're dreaming of getting them, but they don't think they can. And we could get a lot. We can get a little king's ransom for that second overall pick. We can get a first next year, probably multiple second and third day picks as well, which would be phenomenal. Because also one thing I love about the draft is my favorite thing is everyone talks about the first round a lot. It's like the big deal, right? Especially when you're like the Texans who have 2 first round picks and we're Texans fans. We're sitting here. We can't wait. I love those second day picks. I like those fourth round picks. Look, the guys that showed out the most for us this season as rookies, neither of them were our first rounders. I mean, Stingley and Kenyon Green looked good, but Petrie was by far our best rookie. Well, actually not by far, because our fourth round pick, Dameon Pierce, became a star as well. Jalen Petrie and Dameon Pierce were not first round picks, and they're 2 of our youngest, brightest aspects of our team.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Mechie, which obviously we haven't seen Mechie on the field yet, but he's a guy who has a lot of talent and a lot of kind of hype around him right now, especially here in the city of Houston. And he was a second rounder.
I think we can all confidently say that Mechie will be a valuable asset to our offense. So yeah, the trade down looks mighty delicious because, like you said, we can get those day 2 and 3 picks. Yeah, but man, there's just so many directions that we can go, and not only us. There's just a lot of directions that anybody can go.
There's still a world where Carolina takes Stroud.
Yeah,
there's a world
where they shock everyone and they say, "Hey, Anthony Richardson."
Yeah,
because we want a 6'5", 250 beast who runs a 4.4. Yeah. I mean, Frank Reich they might just pull the trigger on
Frank
that.
Reich has been on record saying he likes Anthony Richardson a lot.
Yeah.
So
Matt Miller, he said "Hey, I knew right before the trade was going to go down. I knew it was happening, and I was told it was for C.J. Stroud. Yeah. And then for a while looked like they loved them some C.J. Stroud.
They did. Well, and there's a video, and you can find it. It's on the internet. Just look up Josh McCown and C.J. Stroud. They're at C.J. Stroud's pro day at Ohio State. Josh McCown, who's now the offensive coordinator for the Panthers, tells him, whenever you're living in Carolina, blah, 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 whatever it is.
It's kind of crazy how with the number 1 pick, you'd say that to someone.
Yeah, exactly.
If he did say it.
Exactly.
You know? So there's a lot of different directions. This draft, even last year, we were honestly you could kind of just wire. You can connect whatever we knew.
We knew the Texans were taking a corner.
We knew. Yeah. We thought it was going to be Sauce, which I mean, it wasn't.
He was great.
It wasn't a bad pick. Sauce
wasn't a bad pick.
Sauce was the right pick. Yeah, but Derek's a good pick.
I mean, yeah, people want to say Caserio missed on Sauce by taking Stingley, and Stingley didn't have a bad year. It's just Sauce was an All-Pro player. Sauce had an insanely good year.
He's an All-Pro with a top 5 defense.
Exactly. So, and it's still Stingley wasn't bad. He kind of had some injuries, that kind of took him out of a few games, but he still played a lot of games. And so I'm not out on Stingley. I love Stingley. Stingley is one of my favorite players. If I could get a Texans jersey right now, it might be a Stingley. So I love Stingley, and I'm not. But you're right. Last year we knew we were getting a corner. This year we just have no idea. We with that second overall pick, it's safe to say we're getting either an edge rusher or a quarterback, I guess. But those are 2 very different positions, and there's just a whole lot of questions either way on what you do after.
Yeah, I mean, and also the one thing we have to remember is that there are multiple teams after us who also need a quarterback. So if you don't get a quarterback at 2, there might be a landslide of quarterbacks that just disappears after 2.
Exactly.
Someone trades up to 3, they get Stroud.
Tennessee trades up to 3 with Arizona, and they get Stroud.
Colts
get Anthony Richardson or Levis. I think they like Levis. And that's what scares me, though, and that's why I want to trade up to 5, because I think if Seattle is sitting there at 5 and Anthony Richardson's on the board, I know they just paid Geno. I know they have him on a contract for a couple years.
Seattle also has been known to always like trade down.
Exactly.
They trade down a lot.
Yes. And so, well, that's the thing is but also I think if they're there at 5 and Will Anderson's gone to us at 2, they could take Jalen Carter. I think they take Anthony Richardson at 5. If he's sitting there, let him sit behind Geno for this year. And if Geno starts fucking up, give Geno a little fire under his ass. Hey, buddy, you had a good year last year. Let's keep it up. If you don't, this fucking freak of nature is ready to take your job.
Sure. I think, the Seahawks have a little bit more holes than quarterback. Quarterback, like they had a very poor run defense last year. That's why I think if Jalen Carter's there, they go Jalen Carter.
Yeah.
I think that would be a really smart pick for them, or any kind of edge rusher, Tyree Wilson, Will Anderson, whatever. That's why I think they would just end up maybe trading down because there's a lot of pass rushers in this draft. It's pass rusher City Central.
Yeah.
In this draft.
Yeah. That's why I'm okay with waiting until the second round to grab one if I'm the Texans.
Sure.
There's a lot of talent there in the second round.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a ton of guys. There's a ton of dudes.
Yeah.
So maybe they can't. Maybe we will just end up trading up the 12 pick to 5 and grabbing that last quarterback available, which whoever it might be, Levis, AR, or even Stroud or something like that. Like you got a guy now.
Yeah.
You got a guy who.
You try to build
they were good enough to go in the top 5.
Yeah, 100%.
They're good enough to go in the top 5.
Anthony Richardson is people seem to scoff at him a little bit. He is nothing to scoff at. I know people want to talk about his.
I would never scoff at him.
Yeah,
I would never scoff at him.
No, never.
That's a scary fucking man.
Yeah, you don't want to scoff at him. He's fine.
Like off the Colorado Vitamin, watching his pro day.
Oh,
yeah,
terrifying.
Terrifying
Doing flips
when he started doing like backflips and shit.
Yeah,
that's when I fully said like, maybe I don't want him on our team in fear of him just being in the same city as me.
Yeah.
If I see him at a restaurant or something and I step on his toes.
Yeah, right.
Like I step, I do something to upset him. No.
Yeah.
No.
But then if he's living in the city of Houston,
he's big and he's fast and he is intense.
Yeah. But if he's in the city of Houston,
if he's
our starting quarterback and he's in the city of Houston and I see him, let's say I'm at Morton's downtown or one of these restaurants.
Go to Vic and Anthony's.
Go to Vic and Anthony's Grottos. I'd pay for his meal.
Would do that. Not at Vic and Anthony's.
I'd pay for his meal.
He would run that shit up.
No, I bet he would. I'd pay for it. But then I write a little note on the check. I say Noah's wish list. 5,000 yards passing.
Holy shit.
2 Super Bowl rings. You to be my friend. And you to protect me. That's what I
think the friend one is the most likely one. It's funny? I think the friend one is the most likely one out of all those.
No, you can have 5,000.
Sure.
Okay, maybe not passing. 5,000 total yards.
Okay, that's
so maybe
more realistic.
40. Let's do 4,200 yards passing and 800 yards rushing.
Holy shit.
That's what I want.
That's an MVP.
Yeah, of course.
In 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Why I can't even fathom.
That's what I want from him. That's why I'm paying for his dinner.
Okay, but the thing is, he goes out the next Sunday and throws 3 picks against like the Chiefs or something.
Well, he'll hear from me.
And you paid for his
because I'm also
$280 meal.
So I'm his friend. If I'm getting out of there if I'm getting out of there for $280,
buddy, have you been to Vic and Anthony's?
No, I know. If I'm getting out of there for $280, that's a steal for Anthony Richardson to eat.
It's because he went easy on you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He didn't get any drinks.
Yeah, well, he's 20, so he can't.
Drink.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
So it's $280.
I'm big on Anthony.
Absent steak and surf and turf.
That's great. If I can get out of there for $280, that's fine. I love Anthony. I really do. I think he's going to go to a team and really make them happy.
Well, we'll fucking see.
Yeah.
All I know is there's twists and turns. Like in the top 10, no idea. No idea. The Raiders, no idea what they're doing. The Lions, I think the Lions would trade up. I think that they want to trade up too and get Will Anderson. Because, Matt, can you imagine if they got Will Anderson? Holy shit. Dan Campbell is going to feast on offenses. There's just, in the top 10, this is one of the most perplexing drafts in a while, I think.
Yeah.
Most perplexing and also like polarizing.
Yeah.
Because, I've been on record saying not a Will Levis guy. But maybe deep down I am. Maybe deep down.
So why? Because you look like him a little bit?
Do I look like him?
I'm looking at you right now. You don't not look like him.
I think if I like bulked up a little and
Yeah.
got the same haircut and started growing this out a little
Yeah,
bit, I probably
100%.
would look a little bit. He's just got a really square head.
He does.
Really,
He does.
like, and this is by no means am I throwing shade at his head.
Yeah.
Just saying it's really the structure. The structure's there. It's a block structure, Nice jawline and everything.
Yeah.
He looks
Here's-
like a cool guy. And you know what? Heard he's a hard worker. He's got a hell of an arm.
Yeah.
He does crazy shit sometimes, like run over people and
Yeah.
run over linebackers.
Of course.
So maybe deep down I am a Will Levis guy.
Okay.
I don't know.
Here's what I want to do to wrap this up. I want to pull up the top 10 picks, the top 10, okay? And I want to go through and I want you just off the top of your head tell me who they're getting, who you think they're getting.
Okay.
We do that?
Yeah.
So
With trades?
you can do trades, yes.
Okay.
And I'll do the same
Okay.
after you. Carolina at 1,
Bryce.
Houston at 2,
Stroud.
Stroud,
I think it's a smoke screen.
Yeah.
I think just Stroud.
okay. Arizona at 3. You
Trade. I think Indy jumps up to 3.
think Indy jumps?
Yeah. I think
Okay.
Indy saw us get a quarterback, felt that pressure. They jump up.
Okay.
They get Anthony Richardson.
Okay. So you think they get AR at 3?
Yes.
The Colts. So then at
So
4.
Arizona would
So
theoretically.
Arizona at 4.
Will
Okay.
Anderson.
Will Anderson. And then at 5, you'd have Seattle.
Jalen Carter.
Okay.
Or Tyree or Jalen? I'll just say Jalen. Be safe.
Yeah.
I think Tyree's the one more likely to slide a little.
Who do the Lions get at 6?
I think they go Tyree.
Tyree?
Yeah, Tyree. Or I think they love Devin Witherspoon a lot, the corner.
Yeah.
But I think they should go Tyree at that point.
Okay. And then Vegas at 7?
I think they get Devin Witherspoon. Then
Okay.
they go corner.
Atlanta at 8?
I think there's a trade.
Really?
I think there's a trade. Someone jumps up and grabs Levis.
Really?
Think at that rate, Levis, they don't know. Whoever it is, could be Tampa, could be another QB needy team. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
You think Atlanta gets Levis?
no, I think they trade down.
Oh, they
Someone
okay.
trades
Oh, I
up.
see. And someone
Think
trades
someone
up
trades
and
up
gets
and gets Levis.
like maybe a Tampa Bay.
Maybe. I don't think whoever that is, they don't want to see Levis slip out of the top 10.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
whoever it is, they trade up and get.
So
Levis.
Tyree Wilson's still available in your draft here. Right. Yeah.
I
You had
thought I
Jalen Carter.
I thought I had Detroit get him.
You had Detroit getting. Oh, you did. Sorry. You said Devin Witherspoon's going to go after that. So, and then you did. So okay. So Chicago at 9.
Chicago at 9, huh?
Yeah, probably. On this mock says they're getting Paris Johnson tackle. I can see that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Peter Skorinski, whatever.
Yeah.
Paris-
Oh, yeah.
Tackle. Let's just go tackle with them.
And then Philadelphia at 10.
So that's interesting.
That's
I think they do like go corner. They lost some pieces.
I can see them getting Christian Gonzalez,
Yeah, Christian Gonzalez.
at Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that definitely.
And then at 12, let's skip past 11 and go to 12. Texans get who?
Jackson Smith and Jigba. baby.
Jackson Smith and Jigba. All right. Then I'll
Unless
go.
11 got him. Whoever has 11. I don't know.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go Bryce 1 to Carolina. I'm gonna go Stroud 2 to Houston.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Will and Stroud are the both top 2 for
Yeah.
at 2 for me.
So I think Stroud still ends up being a Texan. I think Will Anderson goes 3 to Arizona. No, excuse me. Tennessee trades up to 3 with Arizona
Okay.
and grabs Anthony Richardson.
Okay.
Which, think about this now. The Titans will have Anthony Richardson handing the ball off to Derrick Henry. That's not
The
okay.
RPOs are gonna be
That's
crazy.
not okay with me.
The RPOs are going to be crazy.
That's not okay with me.
I mean, with Indy as well, like they have Jonathan Taylor. Like the RPOs are going to go crazy for
True.
those teams if they get AR.
And then I think at 4, the Colts just stay put. I don't think they move up. I think they grab Levis.
Okay.
I think at 5, the Seahawks get Jalen Carter. I think at 6, Detroit gets Lucas Van Ness. Yeah, I think they get Lucas Van Ness. I think pick 7 is going to be. I think pick 7, Vegas is going to get Christian Gonzalez. I think Atlanta then gets Jalen Carter, which would be good for them. That would be
Jalen
fantastic.
Carter slipping all the way to 7
Yeah.
or 8 is impressive.
Yeah,
for
exactly. He's just. I don't think that would have happened if he didn't have if he wasn't on probation right now.
Sure.
But I think he falls to Atlanta. I think Atlanta is a good spot for Jalen Carter to end up.
Sure.
I think the Bears grab a tackle, like I said, Peter Skoronski or Paris Johnson, one of those. And then I think you're right about. I think Philly gets Devin Witherspoon, or they might kind of shake things up a tad and grab Bijan. I think that's possible.
I can see that.
I think
definitely.
the Eagles can grab
They
Bijan.
lost Miles Sanders,
Yeah.
so I can definitely see that.
And then to finish it out at 12, I think the Texans grab Jackson Smith.
Dream scenario would be Stroud and JSN.
That would be great.
That'd be great.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
we're losing our minds.
Yeah.
We're going crazy. I'm
we're
losing all of
psychos
my
right
hair. I got it. I
Yeah,
lost all my
you
hair.
lost a lot of it.
Yeah, because I've been pulling it out.
Yeah.
I'm going
That
crazy.
sucks.
I'm becoming
That
a
sucks,
psychopath.
yeah.
Yeah.
We need this to get here.
I'm becoming a twisted psychopath.
Yeah. Good. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Who do you think the Texans are going to get at 2 and 12? And also, if you feel like it, throw your whole little top 10, top 12 mocks or your fucking full first round if you want to.
Or
Down.
7 rounds. Pussy.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, throw it all down there. Hope you enjoyed, and make sure you leave a like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Make sure you follow Apollo HOU on Twitter and Apollo Texans to keep up with everything going on this coming draft week. It's going to be an exciting time.
Yep.
For the city of Houston and
Exciting.
this franchise.
Or scary.
Or
both.
scary, or sucks. And if we
Or
do
awful,
another,
or hellish.
yeah,
or just torturous
yeah,
purgatory
One of them.
pain and pitless despair.
yeah. That's Will Levis, the pitless despair.
We'll see. Probably, maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe not. Who knows?
Deep down, like I said. Anyways, we're gone.
All right, later.
Watch football.
Maybe Hendon Hooker in the second round.